Welcome to Cascadia Coast News. It is January 9th, 2024. I welcome everybody who comes to my channel, and I thank y'all. I know I don't have much of a subscriber base now, but I will one of these days because I'm not going to quit because this news has got to get out. Anyways, today's video is going to be about Miss Liz Berry. Now, Liz Berry is a Democrat representative from the 36th District Legislative District here in Washington State. So who is Liz Berry? Well, Miss Berry thinks that she is a leader of the people. So she says on her webpage. She says on her webpage, and I quote, "Hi, I'm Liz Berry. As a working mom, champion for women in leadership, and a strong voice for the people of the 36th Legislative District." So she's saying she's a leader. And then she goes on to say, "I understand the issues facing our communities," and that she says that she's proud of what they have accomplished together. So automatically, just by reading this on her webpage, lizberry.com, I can tell you right now that she's a sociopath. Now, why would I say such a thing? Well, she is a representative of the people, a representative of the citizens, the good citizens of Washington State. And she goes on to say that she's a leader. No. These people are not leaders. They are not in a leadership role. They are merely a representative form of government in which our Constitution has, we the people have instituted here in the United States of America. So her character flaws are already saying that she's a sociopath. And one, she thinks that she's a leader instead of a representative. Seriously, have some thought about that. Think about it. If you're a representative, then you're representing something, not leading. Number two, she thinks that she's that destroying the great state of Washington by placing more taxes on the working class is a good thing. She has done this by A, implementing carbon pricing, also known as carbon taxes, to reduce so-called greenhouse gas emissions, and by her COVID-19 recovery plan, which I might add that the government caused in the first place. Now, not our government per se, but it was man-made in a lab in Wuhan, China, and that has came to light. So that's factual truth. That is a fact. So, the reason I say the government is because by their actions and policies which they instituted during the COVID-19 recovery period, by driving our economy into the ground, by giving so much stimulus to the American people when they should have been working, that is what got us so much farther in debt. So this is enough of an introduction for this Orwellian Democrat. Now, why am I speaking about this Miss Berry? I'm going to play this video. And this is Liz Berry saying that she wants to hold firearm manufacturers accountable for crimes that somebody else commits. This would be likened to them holding car manufacturers accountable for somebody who commits a DUI. So I'm going to play this.
As someone who has lost a person I love to gun violence, I am thrilled that the House voted to pass a bill to hold gun dealers and manufacturers accountable for the destruction they cause to families. This bill will give justice to survivors of gun violence.
So, So let me get this straight, Miss Berry. You want to hold the persons who are accountable for a crime that they did not commit, that they had nothing to do with, instead of putting the blame on the individual who committed the crime in the first place. That's ludicrous. A person who commits such an offense should be incarcerated indefinitely or facing the death penalty, depending on the circumstances of the crime. Now I'm going to go on to read this because, she really got me upset because I'm getting to the main point of why I'm doing this video here in a minute. Where's it at? You can go to her website and you can find her priorities list, in her tabs at the top and what she's about. Protecting workers and all this stuff that she's trying to say that she cares about, which she actually doesn't care about. Because by their actions, they prove that they don't care about the citizens. Now, I'm going to read this article. This is from housedemocrats.wash.government. So this comes from the Democrats' webpage. Representative Liz Berry to attend White House legislative convening on gun violence prevention. And this was published December 13th, 2023. Washington, D.C. Washington State Representative Liz Berry, D. Queen Anne, will join senior White House officials and other state leaders who share her belief that we can end gun violence in America at the White House legislative convening on gun violence prevention. Since taking office in 2021, Representative Berry has been a driving force behind common sense legislation aimed at making Washingtonians safer from gun violence. You haven't made nobody safer, Miss Berry. All you have done is put more burdens on the Washington residents. For Representative Berry, ending gun violence is personal. In 2011, her former boss and mentor, U.S. Representative Gabby Giffords, was shot in an attempt on her life at a constituent event. The attack killed 6 people, including her friend and colleague, Gabe Zimmerman, who was the first congressional staffer to be killed in the line of duty. I am one of the 58% of Americans who have experienced gun violence or knew someone that has been impacted, said Representative Berry. Watching Gabby fight for her recovery has taught me about resilience and hard work and grit. I've been determined to be a champion for enacting gun violence prevention policies in the legislature, and we've delivered, but we're not done yet. So, okay, let me get this straight. You instituted a semi-automatic rifle ban, which passed in 2023 in Washington State. Strengthened the background check system, or so you think you did. And you're still not done yet? See, these people want the American people disarmed. That's the only logical explanation of why they're putting so much restrictions on guns. They want people disarmed. They don't want people having guns because they don't want you to have firearms. Because they are trying to institute a one world government where nobody will have a constitution and nobody will be free. This is what they're trying to institute here in America, actually, globally. But I'm not going to speak anymore about this because I'll probably get my channel shut down. Okay, since 2021, the Washington State Legislature has passed Representative Berry's bills to ban untraceable homemade ghost guns and implementing a 10-day waiting period and safety training for all firearm purchases, as well as other critical measures to ban the sale of assault weapons in high-capacity magazines. For one thing, their standard capacity. Prohibit open carry at the state capitol because they don't want to see them and they are intimidated. That's why they did that. public demonstrations and local government meetings and election-related facilities and hold gun manufacturers accountable for the destruction they cause. There that is again. The destruction they cause. These gun manufacturers haven't caused anything. It's the dumbasses who keep on shooting shit up who are doing this, not gun manufacturers, so stop blaming it on them. House Bill 1902 would require a permit to purchase a firearm valid for 5 years, including fingerprinting by law enforcement, and House Bill 1903 would mandate 24-hour reporting of lost and stolen firearms. This bill comes in response to a report that the largest source of stolen guns, is from parked cars. You know, I don't know if that's true. I'm not the one who did these statistic analysis, so I don't know. They can make it say anything. Gun violence is now the leading cause among death in children in this country, said Representative Berry. That is a flat-out lie. I can tell you what the number one for deaths related to children is, but I can't say it or I'd get my channel banned. As a mom of 2 young kids, they're children, not kids, they're not goats, I'm determined to make change. I'm honored to join so many like-minded leaders at the White House who believes gun violence is preventable and are fighting to keep our communities safe. Oh, you should just give yourself a pat on the back. You're not doing nothing but punishing law-abiding citizens. That's all you're doing. And you know this. You all know this. So, here's my whole point on why I am doing this video right here. House Bill 2118. That is the whole reason I am doing this video in the first place. Which was sponsored by Representative Faye Walili, and I can't even say these people's names. But this bill, she's pushing this bill too. That's the whole reason. I will be doing another video on this, like on this Faye Wiley and Rosselli. Is that how you say it? Rosselli? Because I am going to totally expose how hypocritical these people really are. So be looking for that in the coming days. Okay, so this House Bill 2118, which at a glance is actually a duplicate of what California passed in 2023 with State Bill 2, which went into effect on January 1st. So we all need to be paying attention to this bill because this House Bill 2118 is serious business. So here's what this new law would do. I'm not going to read this. I'm just going to give you a glance of what it is. You can go to Washington Gun Law channel with William Kirk, and he get to give you a way better description of this than I can. But I'm going to try to... I'm not a lawyer. I mean, I understand laws, but I'm not a lawyer. Okay, so what this bill does is requires FFL dealers to, 1, it dictates how their buildings are to be constructed. Like entirely to be constructed, secured, in other words, by... they have to have at least one of the following. 1, bars or grates, security screens, or commercial grade metal doors, and with a security alarm system that is A, properly installed and maintained in good condition, or B, monitored by a remote central station that can contact law enforcement in the event of an alarm. Which honestly, this kind of sounds to me Like, because it says, that they don't want any unlawful entry. What the heck is that? Unlawful entry? What's that? For one thing, if you're going to a FFL dealer to buy a firearm, obviously you are somebody who is able to buy a firearm. Because, for one, why would somebody who is not permitted to buy a firearm go to an FFL dealer to buy a firearm? You're just going to be you're probably going to get in trouble. So, this makes no sense to me. What I get out of that, the no entry, unauthorized entry from this bill, is that they're trying to get rid of FFL dealers so that citizens would have to go to a government-ran facility to buy firearms and ammunition. There's no way about it. I mean, that's the only thing that I can get from this. And this is the next thing. 24-hour video surveillance. 24-hour video surveillance. And this 24-hour video surveillance has to be live stream. So it's constantly going to a database somewhere. And, that's a lot of information that it's going to have to be recording. So, how big of a database would you need to store that much information? Give me a break. Now here's the other thing. And this is the main thing that freaking concerns me. So they want this 24-hour video and audio surveillance of FFL dealers. So there's a lot of home FFL dealers, people who do these things for a living out of their own home. So honestly, what this is to me is a backdoor video and audio registry of guns and ammunition. This is just the whole thing about it. It has to be. What else could it be? They can't get a registration in any legal way because the Constitution prevents it. So what are they going to do? They're going to try to go in through the back door like they do everything else. Yeah, so it's got to be capable of real-time monitoring of all exterior doors and windows and all areas where firearms are to be stored, and equipped with, at the minimum, detectors that can perceive entry, motion, and sound. Perceive entry, motion, or sound. This is literally some Hitler stuff. So what do you guys think about this bill? House Bill 2118. Please leave me a comment down in the comment section. I try to do a good job with these videos, but I have not had a whole lot of time speaking to people. This is literally like the first time I've done anything like this. So I try to do the best I can with it. I'm trying to get better on my delivery because I want to bring you clean, honest news that's not biased. Y'all deserve that. The American people deserve that. So you can like or subscribe to my channel. And this is Cascadia Coast News signing out.